Hey there guys, welcome back to another video. So today we'll be looking at LG's 34-inch ultra-wide Quad HD curved monitor. It has a 34-inch IPS curved display with a resolution of 3440 by 1440p with a 21:9 aspect ratio. It is a color accurate panel, it has a 99% sRGB color gamut and a 60Hz refresh rate. It has a brightness of 300 nits and it supports HDR10. The display has an anti-glare treatment, and since it is an IPS display, it has a really good viewing angle, so you get a really good visual experience with this monitor. I actually find the curve to be very nice. It isn't a very aggressive curve. It has a radius curvature of 1000 millimeters, which is equivalent to 1 meter, and this gives you a 178-degree field of view in front of you. The monitor looks fantastic with its thin bezels and very vivid display. The one thing I love the most about it is how much screen real estate I get on this when I'm editing. It looks so good. I can see my entire timeline and have multiple videos on the side to choose from. It still gives me a lot of space to work with even if I have another smaller window on the side of Premiere Pro. You will really enjoy this monitor whether it be for photo editing or video editing. There's just so much room you can play around with. The monitor also has a split screen software that has pre-configured layouts, but you will have to download the driver for it. Neither the instruction manual nor the box tell you how to get to the on-screen control, so I will show you how. You will need to go to LG.com and then go to the support option, then type the model name of your monitor, which in this case is 34WN80C-B. Then scroll down and to the right you will see the on-screen control that is available for download. You will then have to download that and run it. There are a couple of layouts to choose from. You can snap your windows by dragging them over to the section you want it to be at, and it will snap to it. There is a noticeable gap between each window, and if you resize the windows there will still be a gap. The handy one on the on-screen control software is the one that lets you have 3 windows parallel to each other. You can have 3 documents side by side. You might find the on-screen controls useful. I simply don't, since I just use the Windows key and left, right, up or down on my keyboard to snap the windows next to each other. And with this I don't have a gap in between my windows. So you do have the on-screen control option available if you would like to use it. The huge display makes this monitor really good for media consumption, especially if you can find movies or videos that are in the 21:9 aspect ratio to use up the full screen. For a traditional 16:9 video, you will get a black bar to the right and left side of the video. The text on the screen is very clear throughout the entirety of the screen. I didn't notice any blurriness when trying to read articles when I have the article on the left side or the right side of the screen. Now if you get really close to the screen, you will notice that it's not the sharpest with its 108 ppi, but from a distance it is not really noticeable. Compared to the Samsung UR55 monitor that I own, the UR55 is much detailed and sharper with its 157 ppi. Since most classes have gone remote, this monitor is also perfect for getting schoolwork done. You can comfortably have 4 windows side by side with your homework and Zoom class. Now heading over to gaming, this monitor has a 60Hz refresh rate and a 5 millisecond response time, which is not amazing, but if you're a casual gamer and if the games you play support the 21:9 aspect ratio, then you will enjoy this monitor a lot. The game I mostly play is Apex Legends, and that looks amazing on here. For any other game that doesn't support it, it will give you a black bar on the left and right side of the game, or simply stretch it out, and you will have to go into the settings to fix it to give you the black bars on the side instead. For example, PUBG looks a bit stretched out when you first launch it. It isn't that bad though, but you can easily fix it by selecting 2560 by 1080 or 3440 by 1440. For those of you with a powerful GPU, and if your favorite games support the 21:9 aspect ratio, then you will be able to play the games at the max 3440 by 1440p resolution without any issues, and it looks fantastic. This has a very clear and colorful display that gives you an overall sweet visual experience. This monitor is not ideal for pro gamers who play very competitive games and want to have the edge on everything that they possibly could. But for us casual gamers who enjoy quality over the best performance, then this is a really good monitor for that. This is the first time that I ever used an ultra-wide screen and curved monitor, and I am absolutely sold on it after a couple of weeks of playing Apex Legends on it and editing with Premiere Pro. Now for this monitor, I would recommend having a desk with at least a depth of 29 inches and not the common 24 inches because it will be very close to you and it will have you moving your head left and right more often than if you sat further back. If you have it on the monitor stand that it comes with, then you will only have about 23 inches of space between you and the display. If you have it VESA mounted, you can simply push the monitor further back to line up with the back edge of your desk. That will still give you that 24 inches in depth between you and the display. This monitor supports the 100 by 100 VESA mount. The monitor weighs 13.9 pounds without the stand and 17.6 pounds with the stand. It is pretty lightweight for its size. My 28-inch Samsung UR55 monitor weighs 12.8 pounds, so it is only slightly heavier. If you are going with the stand, it is super simple to put on. You just have to angle the monitor a little and gently drop it on the stand and push it forward until it is secured. To remove it from the stand, there's a small button you need to push downwards to release the tiny latch. The stand allows for high adjustment. You can raise and lower it by simply pushing up or down on the monitor respectively. And it stays at the height where you stop putting force on it, and it is very smooth. On the back of the monitor, you will get 2 HDMI ports and 1 display port, and all 3 support 4K at 60Hz. On the very top, there's a USB-C Thunderbolt port, and next to that is 2 USB-A ports. And right below that is the headphone jack and the power port. The awesome thing about this monitor is that it has a Thunderbolt USB-C port. You can hook it up with your laptop such as a MacBook Pro or Surface Pro 7, and the monitor also provides 60 watts of power, so it will be able to charge your laptop, and that is pretty neat. One thing to note about the USB-A ports is that they will only work if you have the monitor connected to your PC via the USB-C cable. If you only hook it up with the HDMI cable to your PC, you will not be able to use the USB-A ports. What you can do is you can use a USB-C to USB-A 3.1 Gen 2 cable to connect to your PC while you have the HDMI cable connected to your PC as well, for the USB-A ports to work on the monitor. Now going over to the controls, the monitor has a joystick at the bottom for controlling the settings. There's a shortcut to control the volume by pushing left or right on the joystick, but there's no shortcut to quickly adjust the screen brightness. You will have to head over to the quick settings to adjust the brightness, and there you can also adjust the contrast, volume, and color temperature. In the input settings, you can change between input sources and the aspect ratio. Then there's the picture mode with pre-configured settings such as Vivid, HDR effect, Reader, Cinema, FPS, RTS, and color weakness, which helps people that are red and green colorblind to distinguish the colors better, and that is pretty cool, but I don't know how well that works. Then in the general settings, you can adjust the smart energy saving mode, and whether you want the standby to be automatic or go on standby after a certain number of hours go by. You can also see what resolution you have the monitor at, and you can reset it to its initial settings if you need to. So overall, this is a really nice monitor if you're into widescreen monitors instead of having 2 individual monitors side by side. The nice gradual curvature is a really nice touch, and this monitor goes for around $550, and for what you are getting, I think it's worth it. But if you are a streamer and you are looking to have the edge on every aspect of your peripherals and setup, then I recommend looking somewhere else. So with the end of this review, I will be giving this monitor back to my brother-in-law who let me borrow it for a couple weeks to review it. Now that I got a taste of how good these ultra wide curved monitors are, it makes me want to go out and buy one for myself. But my 4K 28-inch Samsung monitor I bought a month ago is working just fine, and it looks really good, so I'll just wait for now. If you want to see a review on that, I will leave a link in the description so you can check that out. If you have any questions, leave a comment and I'll try my best to get to all of your questions. Alright, so that sums up today's review. Thank you all for watching. Leave a like if you found this video helpful. Subscribe for more tech related videos, and I will talk to you on the next one.